The reason why we want to talk to Mr. Frieden, Luc Frieden, the Finance Minister of Luxembourg, was because he was in that meeting on Friday night when the decision was made to tax the bank depositors. Mr. Frieden, thank you for joining us. My question to you is, can you give us a sense of that discussion that took place in Brussels on Friday night and why the decision was taken to tax including the depositors who have less than 100,000 euros in their accounts?
Our primary objective last Friday was to ensure the stability of the financial sector in Cyprus, but also in the entire Eurozone. We needed to find a solution, and that was quite difficult. We were 17 finance ministers around the table, and we had several options on the table. One would have been to give 17 billion euros to Cyprus. That was not possible because some member states saw that 10 billion would be the maximum amount that they could give through the ESM. Another option would have been to introduce a bail-in. That was an option which many, among them myself, I didn't favor because I thought that that would contribute to destabilize the financial sector in Europe. And the third option was an option proposed, among others, by the European Commission and supported by the ECB to introduce a levy, a one-off levy, a kind of wealth tax on the deposits, and that was considered to be the less harmful among the three options, and that was what finally was decided among all the 17 finance ministers. We did not decide at that moment exactly on how many deposits would come under that system, but this was the principal discussion that took place last Friday.
So how was the decision then made about the structure of the levy on these deposits? Was that something that was proposed from within the finance ministers' meeting, or is it something that was decided by the Cypriot government? And I'm referring specifically to the decision to tax deposits of under 100,000 euros.
There were several formulas on the table, but what mattered most to the Eurogroup was that the outcome would be to have 8.5 billion that would 5.8 billion that would be generated through this one-off levy. Then several options were discussed, and at the end one option was considered to be the best, and that was 6.7 and 9.9, depending on the amounts. Again, this is something that was the result of a 10-hour difficult discussion, and that was finally the model that was accepted by all finance ministers, including Cyprus. Yesterday evening, we went back on one element. We believe, among them also, I believe that it's very important to make sure that people continue to believe in the stability of the financial sector, and that amounts up to 100,000 should be exempted from that tax. But on the other hand, we also saw that it would be for the Cypriotic Parliament to discuss how they would like to structure this. In Europe, in general, 100,000 euros are protected in case a bank goes bankrupt. In Cyprus, we will make sure, like in other countries, that this will not occur. But nevertheless, I think 100,000 is an amount which generally is considered to be protected, not only in case of bankruptcy, but also outside bankruptcy, although that is not in European legislation.
Mr. Frieden, the former central bank governor of Cyprus, Antonis, has described the decision to tax these deposits as a signal that European political integration is undergoing a slow death. How do you respond to that?
I believe that we must undertake all measures that are necessary, as we did last year, to ensure the stability of the financial sector, or the financial stability of the Eurozone as a whole. And I can tell you that whatever it will take, today, tomorrow, in the days to come, we will make sure that deposits in Europe are safe. And I don't see this decision, although it is far from being a perfect decision. And indeed, a lot of criticisms came also from ministers of finance, and I share the views of many expressed in the last few hours. This cannot be seen as destroying the confidence that people should have in the European financial sector. And I think this is a unique Cyprus solution that we devised for this. I don't think that this can be simply copied to other countries. Each solution that we have found so far was always specific.
Luc Frieden, Finance Minister of Luxembourg, thank you very much indeed for joining us. Eric, it wasn't a perfect decision.